Good morning, good evening, and welcome to World of Warships. My name is Robin, and today we are going to sail with the Tier 10 Soviet destroyer Khabarovsk. Yes, I know, the Khabarovsk again. I have uploaded a couple of videos already featuring this ship, but the two battles I want to share with you today are worthy of another one. So this is Khabarovsk Dominates Part 1 and 2. First of all, thank you very much for tuning in the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you'll enjoy your time here. Most of you already know what the setup is for this ship, but let's do a quick recap anyway. She has 8 130mm guns with a top range of 13.5 kilometers, 26,500 points of health, 10 torpedoes with a top range of 10 kilometers, and a top speed of over 46 knots. Her anti-air defense rating is at 46, her surface detection range is 9.7 kilometers, and her armor thickness goes from 12 to 50 millimeters. The modules installed are Main Armament Modification 1, Aiming System Modification 1, Main Battery Modification 3, Propulsion Modules 1 and 2, and Steering Gear Modification 3. For my commander, Basic Firing Training, Expert Marksman, Last Stand, Superintendent, Advanced Firing Training, and Increased Health. No need to dwell on the firepower of this ship. It is the most lethal destroyer out of all, in my opinion, and in the right hands can wreak havoc wherever she decides to sail. But that's enough of these descriptions. Let's take the Khabarovsk to battle. And there we are, on the map, Warrior's Path for our first battle. We have spawned on the 1000 part of the map, south of Objective B, and I'm steaming in full speed to capture it. 46.6 knots, I'll be there in no time. What I'm hoping to do, especially on this map, is to take advantageous positions behind these middle islands, from where I would be able to counter enemy destroyers' progression and get an angle on other enemy ships for torpedo attacks and artillery fire. Our team is deploying with a tendency for B and C, so I know backup is not far behind. Some allies are heading for the A flank as well, but they can always fall back if things get too hard for them. Alright, time to camp Objective B now. We have a Dmitry Donskoy lurking around the vicinity. I do not want him to get too close and use his radar, otherwise my cover would be blown. For now, the capture point is not denied by any other enemy ships, so I'll feel confident laying down my smoke and sit in it for a while. And why not engage the enemy Donskoy in the process? Enemies are capturing Area A, but so far we don't know where the bulk of their force is heading towards. We have a couple of enemy battleships around, but I want to know where their destroyers are, and I want to hunt them down. Destroyers are so important for a team that if you want to cripple the enemies and put most of the winning chances on your side, you have to sink them first. Talking about destroyers, we have a Fletcher right here trying to deny my objective. I'm trying to support my friendly Yugumo, but I cannot reveal myself until I'm sure B is secured. Fletcher laid down his smoke and we managed to scare him off from point B. 10 seconds to go, the enemies have captured Area A and are on the way to secure C as well. But we have a pretty good advantage now that we control the center point. That is going to let us the choice of the flank we want to push and give the enemy team a hard time trying to capture it back since we are pretty much surrounding it. One tip that I want to throw out there about capturing objectives in the domination mode is that the center point is one of the most valuable aileron in the match. The team that managed to secure it first have more chance of getting back to port with a victory for all the reasons stated previously. But back to battle. I'm still sitting in my smoke, hoping to catch an enemy to fire at, but I got to move before I become the prey. We have some enemies setting up behind B's islands, and even battleships trying to push in Bow 1. North Carolina is pushing B, and apparently is going to be in torpedo range soon. I launch my first volley in front of the target in case she turns to starboard, and wait for her to progress before unloading my second launcher slightly behind the aim assist in case she decides to cut her engines. I'm now backing up towards my cover. I do not want this Yamato in the background unleashing his firepower on my poor little ship. North Carolina is coming into gun range. Let's see if we can set some fires before the torpedo hits. She does not seem to be slowing down at all. She's actually steaming in full forward, and she takes a massive hit from our battleships right before my torpedoes make contact. No chance to dodge. Sorry, North Carolina. We earned first blood, and that's one BB out of the fight. I might be in trouble here. The enemies have captured C as well now, and our team is not pushing any flanks. Most of our allies are retreating, except some audacious destroyers up north, and I'm on the verge of getting sandwiched if I don't move. Enemy Yugumo is in range, but she drops detection. I have the feeling she's not alone. Our friendly south of sea unfortunately got sunk, and I was almost baited by that Yugumo when a wild Yamato appears out of the smoke. Her guns are looking directly at my ship, so yeah, no thanks, Yamato, let me lay down my smoke in a hurry. But too late, Yamato said, right before unleashing a full salvo on me. I'm closing my eyes, that's what you do when Imperial shells are hurling your way, and yeah. That was a 13,000 points of damage salvo on me here. Not the right way to keep up the pace after such a good start with the North Carolina. Now I'm pissed at the Yamato. Even if I should be pissed at myself for such a bad decision making. Enemy Dmitry Donskoy is back with his radar, and my smoke is going to be my grave if I stick around. So time to haul ass with the maximum possible amount of ass we can haul and get the hell out of here. I might have overextended here, and even if I would love to hunt down that Yugumo, she is out of my reach and too well escorted. I have to fall back to my allies. Well, before we do that, let me shoot over these islands for a while, since it's safe. On the tactical side, we're not looking good. The enemies have 2 caps advantage and are taking the lead point-wise. Our force around A doesn't seem to be able to push in, and C is a complete no-go. We are sandwiched, and we need to do something fast. I'm engaging the Donskoy while keeping an eye on my minimap. I might have to rotate west of B and assist on a possible push towards A. And just to put one more nail in the coffin, we lost 2 of our destroyers as well, and the enemy is gaining a ship advantage. I gotta step it up and hunt the enemy destroyers down. Do my job, for Christ's sake. That's what I'm designed for anyway. So full speed ahead towards A. Our Montana is pushing straight up north, trying to flank I guess, and is going to encounter a second wild Yamato. Both Leviathan of a battleship that are the Montana and the Yamato exchange point-blank fire, and I'm trying to assist as much as I can. Our Montana is doomed anyway, considering the enemy forces behind C, so he might as well try to take the Yamato down with him. My torpedoes are ready, even if they won't get there in time, but the real fighting is popping right in front of me. All 3 DDs are setting up smoke screens on the islands near A, and that's what I need to be in their way to block them from pushing towards B. Enemy Tashkent and Fletcher are running torpedo runs on our battleship, and I'm trying to support him. Shimakaze as well in the distance is also opening up on our battleship, and I'm laying down suppressive fire. Unfortunately, our Bismarck is going to eat a lot of the Tashkent's torpedo and is not in a good position to fight back. One of my torpedo is going to make contact with the Yamato, causing a flood. Tashkent is engaging me, and my flooding is going to take out the Yamato. Shortly after, our shell lands for the final hit on the Tashkent, and we secure a double strike. I laid down my smoke in a bit of a panic move, but at least I'm safe from harm. We managed to rebalance the kill counter, and we are now pushing the A flank. That's going to ring the comeback bell for our team. Our battleships around C are falling back to defend B. We can win this. The Fletcher and the Shimakaze are still out there though, and my job isn't done. If we have any hopes of maintaining our caps secured and our BBs safe, we need to take them out. The Yugumo, I'm not too worried about. She might be flanking on the far east side, south of C, or worst case scenario going through a pass towards B, but she's out of my reach anyway. I'm detected, meaning one of the two are in the area, lurking around, setting up ambushes, and the Donskoy is going to appear again, engaging my ship. I do not have any cover, and I have to zig and zag with more zigs to zags. While I'm engaged with the Soviet cruiser, our team secured A, that's really good, and are regrouping for the final push. Guns free on the Donskoy, I have to keep up my distance and fall back behind allies. The Donskoy is scoring good hits on me though, from medium range, but I managed to set him up on fire multiple times and trade off the damage I received. I might have not used my damage control that aggressively, since a lucky shell sets me on fire right before I get to cover. Another bad decision making that could have led to my destruction if it wasn't for the survivability expert skill. I'm trying my best to keep the pressure on the cruiser, and friendlies are assisting. It's showing lots of broadsides to most of us and got punished pretty fast. My fire is still burning, and I get the last bit of damage on him right before he gets to cover. We secured our 4th kill of the battle, and now you know what I'm thinking. Even if I'm wounded, even if I should run away for the sake of my team, the greed is too strong for me not to seek more fights. I know the Fletcher is still around. I know the Shimakaze is lurking behind some islands or around some caps, and I want my Kraken. I want it. Quick repair on my engine, and I'm back online. We are now in the lead, point-wise, cap-wise, and we outnumber the enemy team. Our other destroyers is chasing a lone battleship in the distance and is not really assisting in spotting our biggest threats, destroyers. Last known position of the Fletcher and the Shimakaze are right in front of me, so time to hit the engine boost. I'm counting on my friendly cruiser behind me to help me if I get into a gunfight. Even if I do, the chances of me winning would be slim. I mean, even the Shimakaze could beat me considering my health, but I have my smoke to protect me one last time. Torpedoes in the water, interesting. Both volley from the Fletcher, I'm guessing, and there he is. I'm about to go guns free on the Fletcher when a wild Atago pops out. She's a bigger target to shoot at and more of a threat to me compared to the Fletcher, so I decide to engage her instead. And I don't have time to launch 3 salvos that the Shimakaze pops out on my left. Everybody's here for the party, but I'm not having fun right now. I lay down my smoke. 3 ships having a line of sight of me is a little bit too much, and turn my guns towards the Shimakaze. We earned Confederate, and we avoid a lot of incoming shells. Full set of incoming Shimakaze's torpedoes though. I should be able to dodge them if I keep backing up and right. The Rune, on the other hand, that wanted to use my smoke as cover, is not going to have the same luxury. We burned down the Atago though, and finally earned Kraken Unleashed. The enemy Yugumo that was flanking south of C gets taken out by our friendly Ibuki, nice job. And the enemy battleship our Yugumo was chasing down finally got sunk as well, and apart from the 2 other destroyers, only the Yamato remained, and was last seen around C point. We have a cruiser and 2 battleships actively setting up for him around B, and I have to help my friendly Yugumo. Time to grow a pair and get out of my smoke. Even though the Fletcher is still out there, I'm going full interception mode on the Shimakaze. Our friendly Yugumo is spotting her for me, and I'm not letting the trigger go. It's just a matter of time before I get taken out, so the maximum damage I do, the better. Fletcher has laid down smoke to my right, so why not fire my torpedoes towards it? I have set the Shimakaze on fire. Can I manage to finish her off? Come on. Nah, she repaired and disappeared. I'm surprised the Fletcher is not shooting me from the smoke though. He might be trying to set up an ambush around the islands, and I'm keeping an eye out for him. And there he is. This is my last stand. No smoke, no cover, just my rudder and my guns. First 2 salvos misses me, but the Fletcher is readjusting his aim. I'm hitting her pretty hard, but I can't take more hits. I know I'm done, but can I take the Fletcher down with me? Last guns fire desperately at the target, and we do take him out right before saying goodbye. That was intense. A couple of minutes later, our Yugumo finished off the Shimakaze. The Yamato got sunk shortly after by our remaining force, and we secured a victory. More than 120,000 points of damage dealt, 15,000 XP earned, and 589,000 credits gained. We achieved First Blood, Confederate, Double Strike, and Kraken Unleashed. Another wild run with the Khabarovsk. Even though some decision making was a little bit questionable on my end, I think I managed to do pretty good. I captured and defended Cap B with my teammates and assisted as much as I could until my very end. But we were sunk. We did not manage to get out of the fighting alive, and I was salty about it. That is not how the Khabarovsk dominates. To dominate, the Khabarovsk have to survive, so that calls for a round 2. And here we are again, mighty warrior sailing towards Zone 3 on the map, the Atlantic Bastion mode. I am divisioned with my friend, the Sachinado, that is also rocking the Khabarovsk, and we decided to secure the northern part of the map. The enemy team outnumber us of 1 destroyer, but with coordination and team play, the both of us can effectively counter that. So the hunt is open for us. And the engagement has already popped off for my friend. Enemy Tashkent is lurking around the outskirts of Zone 3 and engaged in a gunfight with the Sassinado. I opened fire as well, and soon multiple targets appear. Minotaur is also on our flank, as well as an enemy Amagi. Tashkent is smoking up his allies, and I'm getting inside the cap to assist. The Minotaur is a huge threat for us and needs to be taken out as soon as possible. I'm trying not to close up the distance. British cruisers are lethal to destroyers in close quarter fights. We have a friendly Baltimore rolling with us, fortunately, and using her radar to keep the Minotaur spotted. The enemy has actively captured both Zone 1 and 2, meaning that at least 2 out of 3 destroyers are not in our direct vicinity. We might encounter bigger targets. Talking about bigger targets, the enemy Kurfürst got a devastating strike on our Zao as an opening. Not a good start, losing one of our best assets that early in the game. My division friend has laid down smoke, and now that I'm watching this back, I should have done the same to at least protect our Baltimore. Regardless, we are keeping the British cruiser under heavy fire. It's good that the ships in the area are focusing her, because she really needs to go down. Our Baltimore is trying to angle in, but the Minotaur is not letting the trigger go, and she is melting our friendly cruiser down. The Sachinado burns the British cruiser down, unfortunately not in time for our Baltimore to survive. We already lost 2 friendlies and 1 destroyer. That's not a good start. Even if we captured Zone 3, the area is far from being safe. The Amagi is getting out of the smoke, guns blazing. She has me on her side, she knows what are the biggest threat for her, and that's me and my friend. Both of us have agreed on focusing the Japanese battleship and burn her down. And that's a pretty lucky salvo I just landed. 3 fires are lit on the Amagi, and it seems like she already used her damage control. That's good, really good. These fires are going to deal a lot of damage. At this point, I was completely oblivious of our actual situation and kind of tunnel visioned on the Amagi. I was not realizing that my friend and I were the only 2 destroyers left and that our team was melting down. But we were having fun watching the floating torch Amagi trying to wiggle left and right to dodge our shots. That was unfortunate for her to come across us, and you all know what happens when you hear this music, right? This is actually bad. We are not in a good position to win this. We got baited north by the Amagi, and our team is completely cornered up north. At least we are not scattered around, and we can try to push down south together. The Amagi is still being lit on fire by my friend, and she repairs it aggressively again. I keep unloading my guns on their position, and luckily get another fire going. She should be burning down for good this time. Our Minotaur has laid down smoke and is engaging 2 German battleships in our direct vicinity. Friedrich the Grosser and the Grosser Kurfürst are maneuvering around the islands in front of us, as well as a very close Shimakaze. I'm going to use the smoke as cover and give a little love tap to my friendly in the process, sorry. I engage the Japanese destroyer and the Minotaur does the same, though I get the final hit on her and secure the kill. Now, I might be getting a little too audacious. I'm inside the Kurfürst's secondary range, and I'm bolting it to take cover from the islands in front of me. Amagi is still alive, and really wants me dead. Understandable, since I've burned almost 3/4 of her health. Well, don't mind if I keep at it, Amagi. I'm going to lay down my smoke. Hopefully the German battleships hold up on their hydroacoustic search and lit the Amagi again. The cyclone, that was preparing since the beginning of the battle, is going to take effect immediately. Another fire on the Amagi. Please burn down for once. How are you still alive? I want her dead so badly that I'm going to completely miss on what's happening right in front of me, no further than 4 kilometers away. Enemy Friedrich has run aground right under my torpedo launcher, and I realize it just in time. She has not activated her hydroacoustic, or she might be on cooldown for it, so I'm safe staying in my smoke. A little overkill on my part to launch all my torpedoes considering the Friedrich health, but better be safe than sorry. Meanwhile, I'm engaging the Kurfürst in the distance, since I know the Friedrich is doomed. My fires are still burning on the Amagi, and I'm really wondering why she's not going down yet. I'm going to get the kill on the Friedrich with 1 torpedo. Yeah, totally overkill, but that's fine. It happens. Our team is putting up a fight though. Every available ship is committed to the battle, and we have some allies coming in from the south to help us. Our smoke screens are protecting most of us up north, and the enemy battleships are in a bad spot. They do not have any targets to shoot at, and the cyclone is going to allow us to push forward even more. I'm going out of my smoke to at least try to keep them spotted a little bit more before the visibility gets taken down to 8 kilometers. Our Bismarck is pushing heavily towards the Kurfürst that is apparently on the verge of running aground as well. My friend is right next to me, and we are ready to keep up the pressure on the enemies. Yeah, the Kurfürst definitely ran aground too, and the tide of the battle seemed to turn back in our favor. We managed to rebalance the kill counter, and now it's just a game of cat and mouse under heavy rain and between islands. My torpedoes are almost reloaded, so I decide to take advantage of the Bismarck's push to get even closer. I can withstand a quick run and gun on the German battleship, since he'll be the only one seeing me thanks to the cyclone. He's backing up from the islands he ran into, and I'm going to perform what we call a tactical pitching, while launching my torpedoes towards him. Our Bismarck gets taken out, unfortunately, but it was enough distraction for the Kurfürst to seal his own fate. I'm popping my smoke and try to back out from the Kurfürst's hydroacoustic range. And I'm angled enough to use my 50mm side armor to manage to take minimal damage from the Kurfürst's responsive fire. Then it all went down and silent. In the distance, a large detonation is heard, and that was it for the mighty German battleship. We take him out in a devastating torpedo strike. But no time to rest. It's not over yet. The second enemy Kurfürst turned back towards us and is about to surprise my friend. We did not expect him to be that close. I guess that's what cyclones are for. Surprises goes both way, and I have to go out there and help him out. The Satinado sent his torpedoes, but is about to have a second nasty surprise. The Amagi is also in the area, and somehow has managed to survive our fires and heal. Enemy Gearing is lurking around too in front of me, and I'm aggressively pushing the Kurfürst's left flank. He managed to evade my friend's torpedoes and took him out in the process. I have to avenge him. The Gearing has launched all of his torpedoes. That's going to give me even more confidence on trying to engage him, and my torpedoes are almost ready to go. Kurfürst is moving forward and have enough momentum to pick the island and allow me to launch a full set of explosive surprises towards him. Guns free on the Gearing, and this battle is officially turning into a last stand. The Kurfürst is doomed, no way he can evade my torpedoes, and goodbye. But no time to rest. Right behind him is the Amagi, and Christ is this guy stubborn. He is trying to land a full broadside on me and fortunately only grazes me. Our guns are turned on the Gearing and the Minotaur is still assisting me. In another scenario, the Gearing would have probably won that firefight, but our British cruisers scared him back inside the smoke. And I'm going to get very lucky. The torpedoes originally aimed at the Kurfürst are going to find themselves on the Amagi's path. We finally take the Japanese battleship out. And a well-deserved arsonist. I think I might have lit 10 to 12 fires on the Amagi only. And we secured our 5th kill of the battle and our Kraken unleashed. Only the Gearing remains, and the Minotaur is going to get a lucky blind hit through his smoke and take him out. We secure a well-deserved victory. Our team made a beautiful comeback, and even if the odds of winning were slim, we did not give up until the end. We've dealt a very solid 275,000 points of damage, earned almost 10,000 experience points and gained more than 600,000 credits. We've achieved Witherer and Arsonist thanks to the Amagi. Hell of a stubborn player, and honest congratulations to him for surviving almost until the end. Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, and High Caliber. Another down-to-the-wire battle. I love this kind of match, when all efforts are required and where the victory is hard fought. My apologizes for the long video and for the occasional lags. I have to blame my OBS for that. And thank you for watching until the end. I hope that you've enjoyed your time here, and if you did and you're a kind heart, give the video a like and stay tuned. There is more content to come about World of Warships, and this time not with a Khabarovsk, I promise. Until then, you have a good one and you take it easy.